This is the Uptick Newswire Stock Day podcast, sponsored by InvestorsHangout.com. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, and YouTube to stay up to date on penny stock news and interviews, public information on OTC, pink sheets, and microcap stocks from around the world, with your host, Everett Jolly.
On today's show, I'm bringing you back a returning guest, and he was on my show back in May 30th of 2018. We're talking no other than Premier Biomedical, Inc., that trade on the OTCQB under the ticker symbol BIEI. And today with us is going to be the CEO of the company, William Hartman. We're going to talk about the stock split. We're going to talk about sales. We're going to talk about it all. William, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Everett. It's always a pleasure.
You know, your stocks now is up over 30-something cents a share because of a 250-to-1 split. Why did you do it, and what does it mean to the company?
Well, Everett, frankly, we got into the sub-penny ditch because we had to borrow so much money to finance the R&D. And rather than stop the R&D, we've continued, but at a lesser pace. We just recently came out with two technologies, patent-pending technologies. One is on the use of lasers for infectious diseases, and the one that's getting so much excitement is anti-aging. Now, that side of the business aside, we're focused today on really revenue-producing business in hemp oil or CBD products, and we're very excited about them.
You know, last time you were on my show, and correct me if I'm wrong, we talked about the 500 milligrams, or you were going to be the only one to have that. Can you bring us up to date on that particular product and sales, how they look in the second quarter and going forward?
Well, Everett, we're limited in sales by the fact that we're only on the internet, and that represents a problem. CBD products are still being treated by some of the major social media as a no-no, but that's changing. The whole political landscape is changing, and I don't mean towards THC, which is psychoactive, or marijuana. Our products are THC-free. We guarantee, we have certificates of analysis saying that they're free from any psychoactive element, for example, THC. Our products are only CBD. We have certificates of analysis of purity throughout. Relative to where we're going in the future, we see our products expanding into direct distributorships, pharmacies, long-term health care facilities, senior care facilities, and we've just reached agreement with a group that's going to take our product to the United States government and the Department of Defense, the Army. And they've had a couple of meetings, and this is accelerating enormously. I just got off the phone with a group out of Europe. We're going to be looking at taking our products to Europe and throughout the world. So we're very excited about our future, and I'm just telling you that we've got the right product at the right time. Our 500 milligram products, our spray and our ointment, they formerly were 150 milligrams. By the way, at 150 milligrams, we had more than the competition. They were around 100 milligrams of CBD or less. We've bumped those. We maintained our regular products, and we have a new line of extra strength products, 500 milligrams in our spray and our ointment, 200 milligrams in our roll-on. By the way, the concentration is about the same with the 200 milligram roll-on and the 500 milligram spray. It's a concentration factor, milligrams per milliliter. So we believe we have in our pain patch at 50 milligrams, competitions at 40. So we have the most CBD at the best prices.
Do you have any other new developments in the hopper?
We're looking at an ingestible form. In fact, I have prototypes available to me, but we're going to be changing these. These are typical of what's on the market. We're going to have a little more CBD in our product. These products take too long to dissolve. They're sublingual. I'm looking for fast dissolving. That's what the marketplace is saying to us. So we're going to end up with something that has more CBD and faster dissolving sublingual and pleasant taste, probably a mint taste. We're looking at again trying to find out where the market is and to have the best, more CBD, the best product at the best price. So we're going to have that product very soon.
Today here on Stock Day, we are highlighting Premier Biomedical Inc. Their market cap's only around $1 million. I still think the stock's undervalued here in the 30-cent range. They trade on the OTCQB. Take a look at them. Their ticker symbol is BIEI. And with us today is the CEO of the company, William Hartman. Bill, let me ask you this while I got you on the line. Share count, since you did the 251, what's the outstanding shares out there in the marketplace?
Outstanding shares are only 2.9 million shares. We have an authorized level of 1 billion. Now, people have asked me, well, why do you have so many authorized? That was we left that untouched when we went through the 250 to 1 split. So we have a lot of room. No, it wasn't intended to borrow a lot of money. We are going to be borrowing a little bit more money simply to develop the new products and pay for insurance and so forth. We don't pay wages, so no one has a company car or wages or anything. That's out. I've done this for 10 years and haven't taken a penny from the company. But I can tell you that we have a lot of room for growth, and we've got the right products at the right time. I'm just telling you, the emphasis, again, this opioid crisis. Everett, 200 people per day are dying from drug overdoses, and 2/3 of them, based on a study out of West Virginia, started with opioid pain pills. The government is looking, the Army and the government are looking at setting the pace here for elimination of opioid pain pills, and we have the alternative to that. It's an all-natural, pesticide-free, solvent-free alternative, certificates of analysis through all phases of manufacture. So we have the best products in the market, and very frankly, we see enormous growth, not only in the United States, but Europe as well. I just finished a 1-hour conversation and believe me, we developed firm plans to take these products to Europe, Asia, etc. So this is, I see a lot of growth for Premier Biomedical.
I would be remiss, Bill, if I didn't ask you the next question. I know it's a tough one. Toxic selling, is that over with?
All of the debt that we had accumulated had been eliminated. So that is huge. We've reached a tentative agreement with our new lenders on a leak-out provision, and we also had our people that are doing a lot of the IR work and publishing, frankly, to 10 million people worldwide, frankly, our lenders are now going to be pursuing a much more gradual selling posture. And frankly, that's going to allow our stock to recover and, frankly, to accelerate. We see enormous growth between now and the end of the year, and that's all I can say without being releasing more information. By the way, we've just finished a draft on a CEO letter, our quarterly CEO letter, and that is our practice. Every quarter we issue a CEO letter talking about our accomplishments for the prior quarter and our forecast going forward. If people want to get on our distribution list, they can contact us and or send us an email at www.premierbiomedical.com or painreliefmeds.com. Both websites belong to Premier Biomedical, and we'd be very happy to add them to the distribution list.
Bill, I want to thank you for your time today. Thank you for coming on the show. In closing, is there anything that we didn't get a chance to touch upon that you would like to illustrate to my listeners?
Everett, I see an enormous push by the Trump administration to shall we say, take the steps necessary to advance CBD. CBD has been declared a medicine in the UK, effective January 1st of this year. Also in the Netherlands and in Germany and throughout Europe, we're seeing CBD as a medicine. And the United States is increasingly leading in this direction. I think we're going to see CBD as a viable alternative, simply because it is the best alternative to opioids. Opioids are dangerous. Opioids have led to this death epidemic, and I see a real promise for this company.
Well, you said it all today. 2.9 million shares are outstanding right now. The company is probably done with the toxic selling. Premier Biomedical, take a look at them. Trading around 30-something cents a share. You can find them on the OTCQB under the ticker symbol BIEI. Bill, thanks for coming back on the show.
Everett, always a pleasure. I really appreciate you and your audience. We get a lot of response back to people that listen to you, and they communicate with us, and by the way, buy our products. So thanks to you and your staff. You do a great job, Everett. I'm happy to be here.
This program is entirely sponsored and produced by Uptick Newswire, LLC, which is responsible for the content. The opinions and information provided on this program are those of the guests and those of the respective companies they represent, and do not necessarily reflect those of the staff or management of Uptick Newswire. Uptick Newswire encourages all listeners of this program to do their due diligence and research when determining investment strategies that will work for them, or to seek the assistance of an investment professional. The guests of this program may have paid for its distribution and are not directly affiliated with Uptick Newswire or this station.